gifts that are sent peer to peer, but something magical happens in the theme park that has nothing to do with the value of gifts. Friendships are formed as strangers become friends. Kindness and compassion are evident as people support each other to overcome fears or to take on new challenges. We learn and grow as a community as we explore and experience Gift of Legacy together. It is the true spirit of Ubuntu that connects the hearts across the world through the simple act of sharing gifts and riding the boards of abundance. I love that animation. Thank you, everybody. We're on 20 people. Welcome, everyone, to our questions and answers. And we are on YouTube as well. I'm keeping an eye on the YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you would like to ask questions, please do, because I will be watching it there as well. We are here to answer your questions. We all know what Gift of Legacy is about. And definitely you can start asking questions. You can either type it in the chat, we'll watch it there, or you can raise your hand and you can ask us questions. I see Beverly is here. Hi, Beverly. Hello.
Hi, Bev. So we already have a couple of questions.
Okay.
So one is regarding something called elements. And
no, we're not discussing. We're only discussing Gift of Legacy here tonight.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the perpetual cycle, if a board that has spaces, who comes to help out? Or do we invite new people to that board? Okay, so I would like to maybe give a short answer. Like I'm on my perpetual cycle, both in coal and bronze, and I'm still inviting people. So I think it's both, no? I think it's I mean, we're all are supposed to bring in, you know, our 2 people, and they should follow us in the perpetual cycle as well. But I continue to invite people. I continue inviting people. So yeah.
Absolutely. And what we need to remember is that there are only at the moment 5 boards in Gift of Legacy. And you might be on your perpetual cycle, but for other people, it's their first cycle through the board. So you will be on a board sometimes where you are riding your perpetual cycle and other people are riding it for the first time. And then they have their team following them. So there's always the chance of people coming onto the boards. But on the perpetual cycles, we do get mixed up with the community. And that's the beautiful part of Gift of Legacy. We're a community. You know, when you live you live in whatever town you live. You don't just stay in your house all day. Yeah, I did today, but you don't just stay in your house all day, all the time. You go out and interact with other people. And then you come back to your family. Your family might be separated. Like my son is at university, but he's coming back on Monday. So you always come back to your family. And in Gift of Legacy, you always come back to your team. But on perpetual cycles, you might end up getting separated from your team and meeting people from the community. And that's the beauty of Gift of Legacy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And then Beverly says, we never stop inviting people to this great blessing. Absolutely. And you don't invite from the board where you are. I had this discussion late last night with somebody. We never invite to the board where we are. You invite from your profile. And everybody gets a choice to join either on the coal board or on the bronze board, and they start their journey, and they might catch up with you along the journey. It just depends at the pace that everyone moves. But when you share a link, you're sharing a link for your profile, not for the board where you are. Your invitees get to choose where they want to start. And if they start on bronze, they still have the option of going back to ride coal. So there are options. And now we've got the Ohana board about to come into the theme park as well. Then we're going to have 6 boards. I mean, how amazing is that? Any other questions?
I'm going to jump in with now that you mentioned the Ohana board. One of the questions, of course, that people are already asking questions. They're not here. They're from the Spanish community, and they're asking like, so do we have to be confirmed in bronze, or do we have to be in coal, or do we have to, do we have to have a certain level within Gift of Legacy to participate in the Ohana board? I say, okay, we don't know. I don't know.
That has not been announced yet, to be announced. Yes. That has not been announced yet. Remember, the information that is published on the official English Gift of Legacy Telegram channel and group is the official information shared by the custodians. And 3 posters were shared on Monday evening. And those posters were very specific in their wording and the explanations below them. And nothing was said about what allows you what gives you the ticket to join the Ohana board. We haven't been told yet what we need to be able to join the Ohana board. Things sometimes don't get announced immediately because it depends on the developers and what needs to happen. What was announced is that the Ohana board is being launched. It's in pre-development phase, and we need to raise $10,000 before the developers are given the go-ahead to develop. The Ohana board will be a board that has no lineages. No lineages means there will be 100% blending. Blending means that when you join the board, it's going to be like a queue of people. The first person who clicks join will join first. The next person that the computer recognizes as clicking join will join second. You will not follow your team. You will just land on the board randomly according to when you joined. And you won't know when you joined because there is no longer a date on boards, which is wonderful. Means people actually have to get into the spirit of community and realize that we are a worldwide community. So when you join the Ohana board, you are going to land on a board with 6 other people from around the world, because gifter number 1 will always be GGM. You will be on the board and there will be 6 other gifters. When there are 8 confirmed gifters, then the board will split. It will not split at 4. You see, the Ohana principle does not apply on the Ohana board because the Ohana board embraces the principle of community. So 8 people together will split the board and it will move. You as the legend will receive 7 gifts. So you'll receive 7 gifts and 6 of them are yours to keep. The 7th one, you will need to hold back because it belongs to the community. You are already going to be joined onto the next Ohana board, and then you contact the legend when you open the board and you gift them. You're not going to have to click peek and join. When you complete a board and you refresh your page, the Ohana board will say view. It's not going to say peek. You are automatically going to be on that board. So as a legend, you will receive 7 gifts. 6 are yours to keep. The 7th one is for you to gift the legend on your next round. If you ask to be removed from the Ohana board, you will not be able to ride that board again with that profile. And that is all that we know about the Ohana board right now. That is the only information that has been released. So there's been lots of speculation and lots of people saying things. We do not know the criteria for joining the Ohana board. And yes, you need 2 invitees. If you join Gift of Legacy, you need 2 invitees. So just because it's a board with blending does not mean you do not invite invitees. Of course you do. I mean, goodness, why wouldn't you want to tell people that for $50, they can receive $350 and keep $300? Why wouldn't you share it with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 million people? Not just 2 people. But that is the only information we know. Let's go up. What are the questions that I've missed?
There's Brenda is trying to understand, I think, that if she can ask questions about coal, and we are saying yes, of course, coal is part of Gift of Legacy. So
do you
whatever
want to
you need
raise
to
your
ask.
hand and unmute yourself, Brenda? Brenda, where are you? Let me try and find you.
She's here. I'm going to ask her to unmute.
There we go.
Unmute.
Brenda. Hi,
Hello.
Brenda. Hello.
Yo. Oh, sorry. I'm not really prepared for this. I don't like
That's not a
speaking in
problem.
public. Yeah. I think a lot of people are a bit confused about coal 1, 2, and outside coal. And
that's not, Brenda, this is not a call to be discussing that. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a GL call.
But
this is a Gift of Legacy call. So you know what? If you can send me a private message after the call, I will help you with that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank
you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, then Shameen asks, are the GL boards being fed in any way, or is it just 2 by 2 by 2? It's 2 by 2 by 2. Gift of Legacy is fed by the people. People move the boards. People move the boards. The system does not move boards. The algorithm has never moved boards. You need to invite 2 by 2 by 2, and that is what moves boards. And excitement and passion and effort and energy and belief and hope and trust, those are the other things that move the boards. Pleasure.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody ask any other questions? Or any comments you would like to make? There's no questions. Francisco is saying hello on YouTube. Hello, Francisco. Lovely to see you. So I think another thing that I just want to touch on, we posted a message today about Gift of Legacy and what Gift of Legacy is and what Gift of Legacy isn't, and why we use the theme park analogy. So Gift of Legacy is often referred to as a theme park. And it all started when Gift of Legacy was created. And to explain the perpetual cycles, the custodians at that point used the Ferris wheel as an analogy of a ride that you can ride over and over and over and over until infinity. It's on our slides in the presentation. And of course, the Ferris wheel is in a theme park, and then we started talking about the rides to abundance, and there's rides in a theme park. And well, then the coal train came along, and the whole analogy of the theme park really just expanded. And you watched the animation when we began. But the reason for the theme park as well, and this is very important, is Gift of Legacy is different. It's different from any experience before. It is not from the dog-eat-dog world that we know. It's not from the business sector. It's not a business. It's not a company. In Gift of Legacy, as we explained last week, in beautiful training, and Elizabeth, I know you did it last night. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. But Gift of Legacy is not MLM, and it's not network marketing. We're not chasing figures or targets. We're not trying to keep a rank or trying to rank up. We are not going after figures. So Gift of Legacy is nothing from the business model. It's something different. It's something special. And the slogan for Gift of Legacy has always been, we color your world. And where's one of the most colorful places in the world? A theme park. And a theme park is where you go to escape reality. It's where you go to have fun. It's where you go to ride on rides. Okay, so the Gift of Legacy theme park analogy is to show you that it's very different from the reality that we live in. And it's a place where we can go as a community and really color our world and have fun. Yes, we're all here because we need extra income. Yes, the last 4 or 5 years have been very difficult for many of us, all of us. But a theme park is where you go and have fun and relax and enjoy. And you meet people and you have a laugh. And, you know, those people screaming on the ride with you, at that moment in time, they're like your biggest buddies. And that's why I always say that the people on your board at this moment in time, that's your family, that's your team. You might be screaming loudly with them, or you might be dead scared quiet, but you are with them. And those are the people you need to enjoy things with. So when we are talking to people about Gift of Legacy, let us never, in what we are saying or in images that we use, let us never portray Gift of Legacy as a business, a corporation. It is none of that. Any images that portray Gift of Legacy as a corporation and an office block with lots of little cubicles of people and people in business suits and, you know, fancy equipment, that's not Gift of Legacy. Look where we're sitting. We're sitting in our homes. Some of us on laptops, some of us on PCs, and some of us on our phones. We've got our possessions behind us, our characters behind us. Gift of Legacy is about community, and we need to all portray that. So when you're talking to people or you're sharing a message, think carefully of how you share that message. And Elizabeth and I said it last week, when you're talking about Gift of Legacy, it should always be we, our, and us, not I, me, and you. It's always we, our, and us. And if people start typing messages about I, and me, then you need to think very carefully what's in your heart, because then you don't have community in your heart. Okay, I saw some pops. So I think there's questions, yeah. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Monica is asking, what will happen if there's no legend on the board? That's a good one.
Do you want to answer that? Do you want to answer, Elizabeth?
Yeah, what I understand, and you'll correct me when there's no legend, because I had a question like that a few weeks ago. When there's no legend, then there will be a position taken by the custodians, right? A custodian will jump into the... No, it's not a custodian?
No, not the custodians. And we must be very careful about saying that.
Yeah, thank you. Good.
Because if we say that the custodians are taking the position, then people will say, oh, yeah, they just here to make money for themselves. No. When there is no legend, the only people that can stand there and hold space for the board is GGM. GGM is the non-profit organization that oversees the running of the Gift of Legacy system. And GGM will stand in the space of the legend, receive gifts, and then that profile that is put into the legend position will end and disappear when the board closes. The guides will then move into legend positions on their boards, and everyone continues their journey. Now, often people say, but why can't the guides trickle up? There's something in Gift of Legacy called trickle up. And if there's an empty space in a builder or guide position, people can trickle up. We explained it when we were talking about the website, I think about 2 months ago, or in January sometime. Trickle up only applies to builders and guide positions. Guides cannot trickle up into the legend position, because who trickles up? Guide 1 or guide 2? That's not fair, okay? Because guide 2 might have been on the board before guide 1, but guide 1 is more important than guide 2 in terms of it's on the left hemisphere. So it wouldn't be fair. And also think of this, if there were already maybe 3 gifters on the board, that means that if a guide moved into the legend position, they would receive 5 gifts. How are they going to then join the higher board and the perpetual cycle? They will be short in pocket, and they will not have received the 8 gifts that they need to progress, to join the perpetual cycle, and to keep. It is not fair. But it is very fair for GGM to stand in that space, to receive the gifts, to use those gifts for the maintenance, the upkeep that allows us all to ride the boards of abundance. GGM constantly needs funds, and GGM stands and holds space until the board is in a secure position that it can split and the guides can go on their journey as legends. So that's what happens. And if you have a board with a missing legend, all you do is you report it to support. You need to, in your ticket, type the board ID. You don't have to type it. You can copy and paste it, but it must be in a typed message. It's not good enough just to have a screenshot. Support don't have time to sit and type out all those numbers. They've got lots of tickets to get through. So you copy and paste the board ticket. You have a screenshot. You put your name, your email, your phone number, and they will check it, and they will make sure that a legend is placed, their GGM legend. But if there are no gifters on your board, it's not going to happen quickly. Mm-hmm. Boards that have got gifters with no legends are priority over a board that just doesn't look pretty because there isn't a legend. All right? So if you've got a board and there's no legend and there's no gifters, support aren't going to rush to fill that position. They will take action when there are gifters. And sometimes people get frustrated with that. But with all the things support need to do, they don't need to be going around making the house pretty. They need to be making the house functional, the theme park functional.
And just a question just regarding that. So if there is no legend, and if I were in a builder position and I wanted to invite somebody, but all the gifter positions are empty, but I want to invite somebody, so we don't know how long it's going to take for the legend.
Then you invite somebody, they're on the board, you take a screenshot, you send the image and all that information to support, and you say, urgent, missing legend, gifters.
Okay.
Waiting to gift. Or you say, urgent, missing legends, gifters waiting. And when support see gifters are waiting, they will fill the spot very quickly.
Great. Thank you. And sorry for the misinformation. I'm so sorry.
It's not a problem. Ohana means nobody gets left behind. So gifters are there, they get priority. Okay, Beverly says, Beverly, don't you want to just speak, my angel? Beverly says, we must begin to feel what gifting really brings. Where I can complain about people. Oh, sorry, that's somebody else. Beverly says we must begin to feel what gifting brings. What do you mean, Bev? Unmute.
Well, for me personally, gifting means allowing yourself to be of assistance to someone else. When you give a gift, you are assisting, especially a financial gift, you are assisting another person with issues that they have in their lives. And it is a good feeling for knowing that there is a community that has nothing to do with business and MLM and all of those stuff. It is strictly you deciding to open your heart and put some money in the hands of another person that they will be able to do part of what they need to do, because we all have got things that we need to do. And I was speaking on the Spanish meeting this morning, and I expressed myself with that same feeling of what Gift of Legacy has done for me. It has given my heart the sense of feeling, a wonderful feeling to pass some money on to someone that I don't know. But I pass it on with all the love in my heart and prayerfully blessing it so that they will be able to do their part. Receive and give. Receive and give. And in this process of understanding that concept of what a gifting community is all about, Gift of Legacy stands head and shoulder above it all.
Absolutely.
So beautiful.
You said it so
Thank
beautifully.
you.
Glenn, I see you. Hi. I just want to answer Ellie here. Ellie says, where can I complain about people who send me messages to join their business after they see my number on Telegram? Unfortunately, on Telegram, people do cross-recruit and contact people. It's very important that you check your privacy settings on your Telegram, on all social media, actually. So when you're on Telegram, you must go to the settings of your Telegram profile and make sure that nobody can invite you to groups. That's one way to stop them. Then you don't suddenly find yourself on some weird crypto group, okay? Or other groups. I've landed on some very interesting groups that ladies make for men, and I shouldn't have been on those groups. So they do some very strange things to you. So yeah, make sure no one can invite you to groups. Change your settings that people can't see your username and they can't see your phone number. And I've added 2FA, two-factor authenticator, to my Telegram because my Telegram was cloned. So there was another Adele running around. I mean, can you think of anything worse? There was another Adele running around the world and asking people for gifts. And because I'm visible, people were gifting me and then realized they weren't gifting anyone and they lost money. And it's happened to Candace. It's happened to all of the leaders. So we've been cloned. Currently, Candace has got 2 clones floating around. So when someone messages you, be very careful that you know where you are on your boards, what's happening, and don't just respond to someone who messages you and says, send me a gift, or I want to send you a gift. Just breathe and think, because people have been scammed. Other people have had their entire Telegram, WhatsApps, Facebooks taken over by scammers. What happens? I don't know. It's not because of Gift of Legacy. It's because these people have got nothing better to do than to use technology to scam. And all you've got to do is change your settings. I get the odd hello, hi, once in a while. But now it's probably about, I get 1 or 2 every 2 weeks. But before I changed my settings, I was getting about 3, 4 an hour. So, you know, don't complain if you haven't set your privacy settings. And then the other thing that you can do to protect yourself on Telegram is just watch which other groups you're on. Because often that's where people are scamming you from, not always from Gift of Legacy. And if you do know that somebody is on a Gift of Legacy group and they are sending hi, hello messages or inviting you to all sorts of weird places, just type their name into the Telegram group and say, hi, Adele Spear is soliciting me, and we will remove her from the group. That's what admin do. That's why we have admin on the groups. And that's why the Telegram group, the official English one, is closed when South Africa sleeps, because admin is asleep. And we don't want scammers and spammers to be posting weird things on the group. Okay. Hello, Glenn. It's lovely to have you here.
Hi, guys. I've been listening. I just was dealing with a family matter here. Wonderful presentation and great questions and wonderful answers. I've got a member that was asking me, and maybe we can share this with everybody.
Sure.
The not necessarily our senior members, but what happens if someone does unfortunately pass away in gift of legacy? What happens then?
So we always say that you're building a legacy, and a legacy means generational wealth. And a gift of legacy is something you can hand over to your family. And we recommend that you let somebody know in your family where your passwords, your usernames are, or one of your friends, colleagues, upline, your mentor in gift of legacy. Let them know what your usernames are. We have had people, very, very dear people in Gift of Legacy who joined us right from the beginning, who were part of support. There's been 2 gentlemen who I know who've passed on. And because they were well known and their families were engaged, their boards carried on. And the one gentleman passed away, and his funeral was in about the November. And then I think it was last year, March or April, suddenly gifters landed on his board. And I think it was Candace got to phone his wife and say, there's gifters on your board. How can they send the gifts? And it was like a blessing from heaven for the family. So you can actually bequeath your profiles to your family. Let them know, I've got 2 little books. They're always wherever I am. They're in my handbag, or they are in my car, or they're always with me on my desk, because whenever something happens with Gift of Legacy, it's written in here, and my passwords are in here for my profiles. So my son knows that if anything happens to me, he's got to get these 2 books to Jenny, and she'll sort things out. So that's what you do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, my dear.
It's a huge pleasure. Stay online. You can help us answer, Glenn, because you bring great insight. You're part of our team now. You're not just a guest. So Monica's replied to Ellie and said, you can say yes or no to them. All of us are in different business or networks. You might see opportunity from it, but it's up to you. We are all in need of money. Or friends, it's freedom of choice, no wrong to share. Monica, we don't allow cross-recruiting on the Gift of Legacy Telegram groups. We just don't allow it. It's an absolute no-no. And if somebody on the Gift of Legacy Telegram groups is inviting you to another platform, that is cross-recruiting. You see, you were invited to Gift of Legacy by somebody, and you're a part of a team, and people know you and trust you, and you know and trust people. And it is wrong. It is wrong for anybody to go and steal apples from somebody else's basket. It is wrong to fish in somebody else's pond. It is wrong for me to send messages to other people to get them to join my platform. Why? Because why are you looking outside of Gift of Legacy? Why? What are you looking for? The next shiny object? What are you looking for? Is your heart really in Gift of Legacy? Do you believe in the system? Do you believe in your journey to abundance? But why are you promoting other platforms in our space? We don't go and do that. And cross-recruiting is seen as misconduct, and it could result, and it has resulted in people's profiles being immediately blocked and deleted off of the system. So no, it's not right, and we will never tolerate that. And if you do get a message, write the person's name on the Telegram group. We will ban them from the group. And if we get several reports and we know that it's the same person, we can take action and delete their profile. Then they're welcome to go and follow their shiny objects. But they're not to come and destroy our beautiful community.
Turilla has a question. Sorry, before that, Turilla says, how would you respond to the argument that GL will run out of people one day and the last ones will have nobody to invite? Well, let's hope that happens. Let's hope that happens, really. I mean, you know how many people we are in the world? I just hope that happens. I mean, that would be my answer. Really? Yeah. Let's make it
My
happen.
answer would be how many babies were born today. My answer would be
Oh,
how
that's
many
so,
babies were born today, and how many
yeah.
babies are yet to be born in 9 months' time after last night. You know, so babies are always being born, and people are always in different situations. And to be a little bit more serious, when I joined Gift of Legacy, because I had tried one MLM system during lockdown and it kind of worked, but selling things is not for me. I'm a people person, and that's why Gift of Legacy is perfect for me. But my mentor, my inviter into Gift of Legacy, always said, Adele, there are three kinds of people, and you've got to find the right people. There are people who are in the looking zone. They're in the looking zone. And I was like, what the heck is the looking zone? And this is what she said to me. It depends where you are in your journey in your life. You are either looking for an opportunity, or you're not interested, or you're too busy. But depending on what's happening right now in your life, you might be in the looking zone. 5 days ago, you might not have been in the looking zone. 2 days' time, you might not be in the looking zone, but today, you might be in the looking zone. So there are constantly people coming in and out of that looking zone, and people that you've spoken to today that say no. A no does not mean not ever. A no means next opportunity. The next time you have an opportunity to talk to them, they might be in the looking zone. Yeah. So my answer to that question is, how many babies were born today?
Yeah. And there's Nicobaldo. He says, sorry, I don't know English. Are the founders willing to listen to member suggestions to improve the functioning of the platform? We can make an appointment with a person who translates from Italian to English. Thank you, Nicobaldo. Okay, good question.
Nicobaldo, thank you. Thank you for your question. We have had many meetings where the custodians have met people from various communities, where people have made suggestions. Very few, if any of those suggestions have ever been realistic. The custodians have tried everything. They have looked at all possibilities. And sometimes people who have joined along the journey and haven't been in it from the beginning don't know the history and don't know the things that we have already tried. But they are always willing to listen. And that is why when the community said this 12-hour waiting is killing us, that's why it disappeared yesterday. Have you noticed? It's gone off the system. You can now remove people and there's no 12-hour waiting. So the custodians do listen, but the custodians have also been on long meetings, sometimes 2-3 hours long, and there actually wasn't a point to the meeting. So if you want to have a meeting with the custodians, the request is this: send an email to support. Be very specific in that email as to why you would like to have a meeting. Type out an agenda, what you would like to discuss. It mustn't be 48 pages long, one page email, where you can say, I would like to discuss that Adele gets to platinum before her birthday at the end of May. I would like to discuss that Beverly gets to platinum before Adele's birthday at the end of May. I'm being facetious. But you must be specific what you would like to discuss. The custodians then will receive that email from support, and they will set up a meeting if it is necessary. Otherwise, they will send a reply. but it is very time consuming to be on Zoom calls for 2-3 hours long and not much is said, because we've already tried everything. We know what we've already tried. We know what's already been done. And our developer has been in it from the beginning, so he knows. But what are the possibilities? What are the endless possibilities that something is out there that we haven't thought of yet? But then put those thoughts in an email, in an agenda, and just honor the custodians with that information. And please, it's got to be in English. It takes time to translate messages, especially if something is lost in translation. Our custodians are English speakers, so please send that email in English. But always willing to listen. We're a community, and there's always people who step up. So send that message. Does that make sense, Nicobaldo?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
It's great. He has somebody who'll be translating for him, so that'll be good.
Sure.
Okay, so next question is, how can a board be without legend? And, we are human. So sometimes people may just decide to leave, even though they're legends, and maybe they've received a couple of gifts or not, I don't know, but they may just decide to leave, and that's okay. And yeah,
and they might
so they just
also have been removed due to misconduct.
Or they may have been exactly.
They might have been removed due to misconduct. And remember the other thing, when people say, when Elizabeth says they've decided to leave, sometimes somebody is they're on bronze, silver, gold, platinum. And they don't realize that if they don't like their bronze board and they've now joined their bronze perpetual cycle and they don't like the people on their board, they press quit because they don't want to be on that board. They press quit. When you press quit, 7 days later, your entire profile, all your boards, you are removed. So if you want to ask to be removed from a board, you must ask the legend to remove you. But if you are removed 3 times from a board, you will go to the oldest board and blending will apply. And if you are asking to be removed from a board because you don't like the Ohana principle and you don't want to be part of the community and you don't want to help close the other side of a board, and you don't want to be there and you ask to be removed, you are going to have to sit and wait until that board is closed before you can join another board. So sometimes legends are removed because they quit as a lesser amount board, one of the smaller boards, and it wipes them out from legend on their top boards. So be very careful when you press quit.
I'm not sure I understand this question. It says if somebody removes or is removed, I'm not sure, Monica, can that person join? Can that person join again?
If you ask to be removed from a board, you can join again, but you will land on the same board that you just asked to be removed from, because the algorithmic code places you exactly where you need to be. And if you wait, you might, if you wait and the board spins and you'll land on another board. If you don't like that and you ask 3 times on that board, you will then go to the oldest board as I've explained. If you quit Gift of Legacy, if you press quit, you have got 7 days to reactivate your profile. Go and watch the website training we did in January. I'm a legend on my gold board. Much to Beverly's disgust and dismay, I did it live on a Zoom call. I quit my gold profile. I quit my gold profile. Beverly nearly had a heart attack. But then I opened my personal info box and it said reactivate. I reactivated myself immediately. The legend can reactivate anyone, but you have 7 days. If you don't do it in the 7 days, your profile is permanently deleted from the Gift of Legacy system. But because Gift of Legacy is community-based, if you email support and say, I quit, I was having a moment, you know, life was happening, please reactivate me, they might just do it. They do it, okay? They do it. Unless it was misconduct. The only time you won't get back is misconduct.
Will compression asks I don't know how you pronounce that.
Shamin.
Yeah, will compression happen again soon?
Who's paying for it? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon. The Ohana board is priority right now. We just had maintenance about 2.5, 3 weeks ago that was completed. Compression happens when the developers deem it necessary. And there's no talk of compression happening anytime soon. People sometimes want compression to happen because they think it's going to compress their boards and move them up. Remember, that's not what compression is about. Compression is about realigning teams. And if you're not building your team 2 by 2 by 2, nobody's going to magically appear behind you. The system does not place people behind you. You place people there. So right now, the priority is the Ohana board pre-development. $10,000. Yesterday we were on $1,000. It's been a public holiday in South Africa today, so the custodians have had a rest. I will ask tomorrow, and we will probably get more information where the donations are now. But we need $5,000, 50% for the custodians to give the developers go ahead. And people are saying, well, why do you need the money? We're not going to go and develop something and then sit with a bill for $10,000. Like, that's crazy. So we need 50% for GGM to have in its bank account before the developers are given go ahead. Thanks, Monica. Monica says, thank you. Yeah, we've been talking nearly an hour.
Oh, interesting.
Glenn, any other insights or questions from your people? Oh. Oh, looks like everybody's
Maybe he's not there. Yeah. There he is.
You need to unmute, Glenn.
Hi, guys. Wonderful presentation. I'm just tied up here today, so I'm listening.
100%.
I'm listening. I'm paying attention, so I'm learning. So
busy. That's the way we like it, Glenn. We like it when you're busy.
No, it's just a wonderful. And then we're looking forward to seeing everybody on the next presentation as well.
Yeah, next week we're only going to do one presentation on Tuesday evening. Because it is Holy Week for Christians who are preparing for Easter, and it is vacation season for lots of people across the world. So we will have our Tuesday evening presentation with questions and answers, but there will be nothing on Thursday evening before the long Easter weekend. So just make a note of that as well. We will put notices out on the groups.
Okay, I just want to leave one quick message with everybody here. It just kind of ties into this platform. If you want to make a difference in someone's life, you don't need to be gorgeous or handsome or rich or famous or brilliant or perfect. You just have to care.
I love that.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Well, it's 5 to 9, and I think we have answered a lot of questions. Please spread the word. We need to get that $5,000 in to get Ohana going. We've got $10,000 before we can all be riding on this beautiful little thing. This thing is very exciting. I'm so excited. I'm very, very excited about the Ohana board because it just encompasses everything that is Gift of Legacy. And remember, the facts are the facts that are on the official Gift of Legacy Telegram group. Anything else is pure speculation and people getting excited. Tell them to stop getting excited and get them donating instead so we can get going already.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beverly.
That's the
Thanks,
message.
Ben. Thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, hold on.
Oh, there's
Turia's got a question. No one gets
can
left
you be
behind, so we have to answer.
split spin close of boards? Wow. Yeah, I don't understand that question. Do you understand it, Adele?
Yes, yes. So Turia's
Good.
asking, what is the splitting, spinning, closing of boards? So on your coal, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum boards, when you are the legend, and please join us for a presentation so that you can see it. It's really wonderful to see. When you are the legend, you will get 8 gifts, 4 from each side. So if my face is the legend and you're looking at the laptop, then you're getting 4 gifts on each side, all right? But when you've got 4 gifts on one side, this hemisphere will close and the guide will move off, will split off and start their own board where they will be legend. The 2 builders will be the guides and the 4 gifters will be the 4 builders, and then they can start inviting their gifters. But this other side has not been completed yet. So this side was completed, this side is not completed. So this board is not yet finished where I am legend. All right. When that other board finishes, if these 4 spaces are still empty and that legend who was the guide here on this side joins the perpetual cycle, they will come and join here because it is their job to come back on their perpetual cycle and help to close the original board. That is the Ohana principle. They might not need to because the builders on this side might wake up or the legend or the guide invite and people come in. Okay, if it's a bronze or coal board, or somebody might close a lower board and move up. So it's not always the Ohana principle happens, only if this other hemisphere or half of the board is not closed. So on all of our boards currently, the board will split on 4. When you've got 4 gifters, the legend will split, the guide will split off and become legend on their own board. But on the Ohana board, you've got to have all 8. You've got to have all 8. Gifter number 1 is always going to be GGM. Gifter number 1 is always going to be GGM. When the other 7 gifters are there and confirmed, and only then the board will split and the 2 guides become legends. There will be no splitting half of boards. I hope that makes sense. Turia, does that explain? Awesome. Okay. Well, then we're going to say thank you, gracias, obrigado, baya danki, niabonga gakulu, dankeschön. What other language?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love that.
How do you say thank you in Italian? How do you say thank you
Grazie.
in Italian? Grazie, grazie. How do you say thank you in Czechoslovakian?
Děkuji.
Na
There you
vidano.
go.
La vidano. La vidano. La vidano. So thank you everybody for being here tonight. We will see you on Tuesday evening for our last presentation introduction. And it's not a sitcom. We're not here to watch a show. Bring your guests. That's what it's there for. So bring your guests on Tuesday evening. Have a beautiful weekend. And let's get people donating. Every dollar helps. We recommend everyone donates $25 to the Ohana board. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I want to let everyone on Team Canada, please donate what you can. If it's $5 or $10, I did donate at 3 o'clock in the morning because I was up with insomnia, the GL insomnia. So I just challenge all my Team Canada people, donate what you can.
Well, I donate Team South Africa, and I'm challenging everybody else in the world to donate $25 as well. Let's go. Thanks, everybody. Good night.